And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G. With me this evening, we have Matt Riley, we have Aaron, and that's about it because no one had the balls to come on here tonight. Oh, I love you guys. And it looks like the screen, the chat screen, is not operational right now, so that's nice. Was it a penis? There is a lot of animated GIFs. I wanted to make it look like your computer had AIDS, which I find hilarious. Because I find shit like that hilarious. In the meantime, I'm going to try to fix this so you guys can start with the Q&A. Or T&A if you want to be good looking about it.
If you have questions for Johnny B. Jr. and you want to just know anything, for example, my new question for them, what does that ever do when somebody calls in sick? Do they have to work extra hours? Do they break the glass and bring somebody from the past in? What happens? Is everyone is COVID with the idea? Is anybody had power outage and major disaster? I think the power went out a couple times at least one time a couple years ago where Cleveland got hit by something bad.
Oh, Matt is muted, apparently. Or low. That's weird. Hold on.
You think what? Hold on.
How about now, Darren? Can you hear people now?
Can you hear me now?
He's just mad because we're not speaking French.
Well.
Right. Sorry.
Because I see their audio levels are working. They weren't popping before, so it seems like it's
working.
Are we popping?
Popping something.
Pop your peas.
So please let me know if you guys can hear Matt or Aaron. Please, for the love of God. Okay, he says we're good. Thank you, Darren. Appreciate that. So back to what we're saying. We're going to start off with the Q&A. So we'll go right ahead.
Sure, let me, all right. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, my headphones being weird here.
Français.
This sucks. There,
Get to the pinochle question.
I know that's the one everyone wants, so I'm saving it for last.
The hard-hitting question from the IWAR.
All right, so starting off, do you all hear the question I asked out of the way about any kind of power outages or people who are calling in sick or COVID? Anyways, here's some questions that Johnny B. Jr. did answer. Question 1, Android or iPhone? Johnny B. Jr., the IWA office is split pretty evenly between the two camps, but I'm an iPhone guy. Developing and maintaining an operating system is extremely costly and time-consuming. Apple makes the investment to sell overpriced hardware, while Google encourages corporations to use Android for free. Ask yourself why an advertising company would want as many people as possible to use their expensive operating system for free. And the profits for most Android hardware sales go to other companies, such as Samsung. Shots fired. Maybe even research how valuable personal information is considered to be these days. Then ask yourself why that is. Luckily for consumers, Apple's attempt to enter the ad industry flopped. So they basically forced by their insatiable greed to pull a 180 and make privacy their unique selling point. Their devices are more locked down unless you engage in a practice that shall not be named per Darren's request in the chat box. But that at least provides a benefit of greater resistance to malware than on Android, which itself actually is a form of malware known as spyware. So this entire reason for existing is a spy on you at all times, and the rest is thrown in because no one would use it otherwise. Most people seem to be okay with that, and that doesn't bother me as long as they're aware that they're paying in a non-monetary sense. Both systems make it nearly effortless to move your data to newer devices and offer a huge number of the same or similar features. I don't ever want either side to completely dethrone the other because everyone involved in that way knows the importance of competition. Duopolies aren't much better than monopolies, so it's a shame BlackBerry and Microsoft failed on mobile, and I don't hold up much hope for an open source smartphone in the market. At least there's one website you can always count on to never track you. I'll say this quick side. Alex, iPhone or Android?
I have an Android.
Aaron?
Android.
I have an iPhone. I had an Android for years. I went to T-Mobile. It's okay.
I feel like the Androids are sort of like the Flutters of the league. iPhones are like the small roster players, you know?
Okay. I was just going to say, in my circle of friends, like one of my closest group of buddies, we have a group chat, and one of our friends just goes on absolute rants against iPhones sometimes. He just hates iPhones. And I'm going to read or send him this clip right here, because this is the best explanation I've seen against an Android. Because I do know that. It's the idea is that, you know, you're more susceptible to things, but you can also do more with it, I feel. I mean, that's just my quick look at it. But
I want to get a Nextel.
Oh, my Motorola Razorback.
I think Darren's still on the rotary phone.
They have a new Razor, Matt.
Do they really?
Yeah. Look into that.
There's a show on FX or Fox, whatever it's called, and it's called The Old Man. And in the show, he has a Razor phone. Like, is that like supposed to be a joke? It's an old phone, or is he way ahead of the game with a new one? I guess it's a new one.
You can get the Fold. You know, you seen the Fold yet?
No.
Oh boy.
Are those worth it, or are they like? I always thought the problem with the folding technology is it would damage the wiring eventually in just a matter of time until it goes kaput.
Yeah.
You're the tech guy. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the screen. Yeah, I mean, there's issues there for sure, but you know, it's the gimmick. You live the gimmick, brother.
It's
might get you some chicks.
I just want to take a moment, you guys, to welcome Leon to the chat. We got the manager of Hate Clown.
There it is.
Hey, Leon.
I haven't heard from Leon in a while, so I just wanted to give Leon a quick shout out.
Hey, man. All right, question dose. Would the original Johnny B have been a fan of Free Quebec?
You can call him OGJB.
That's right.
You see, Free Quebec constantly invades your privacy, whereas a team like the Von Schnapps, you know, they're a little bit more secure in how they go about things.
I'm just saying, if you're really truly interested about privacy, make sure you get your VPN Surfshark. You know, it's only $49.99 for 4 years.
Can you get that through the Amazon link?
No, you can't. But there's other things you get in your Amazon link, like the Love
There you
Glove,
go.
a bidet, wipes.
Quick aside about bidets, just so you know, my brother-in-law, they gave him a bidet for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it. And I wonder what the fathers got for Father's Day, and I wonder what good old JB used to get back in the days for Father's Day.
It's a two-pronged question. What did Johnny B get for Father's Day, and what does Johnny B Jr. get for Father's Day?
I feel he got assorted ties, nice silk ties with a matching handkerchief.
And socks. Okay, so would Johnny B have been a fan of Free Quebec? My father was part French-Canadian, among a few other ethnicities, and French is one of the many languages he spoke. My mother, his widow, also speaks French, and there were several occasions wherein the U.S. government did something that got them so Matt Riley'd up. There you go. They'd call a family meeting and announce we were moving to Canada. These incidents occurred prior to the creation of IWA, so we felt freer to tee up and move someplace like Quebec. Obviously, they never followed through with their plan, and probably for the best. The game has a surprisingly few Canadian players. Wow, I was going to say, I remember that was for a while, but I feel like every great player was from Canada in the game for a while, but that's a side note. Yet their country is consistently represented in the report. Oh, see, there is. Read the sentence, I guess. The current issue alone contains the names of 3 of our friends to the north. Our Canadian managers also seem to be above average when it comes to artistic endeavors. Witness Peter Houston's work in the FAL, the quality of Darren's YGL contributions, or Aaron's design in the IWAR leagues. For example, yes, it's probably better if the IWA remained in the USA since the competition of the game is fierce enough as it is. Wait, was that a question? I'm sure he would have been a fan. So there it is. A long way around to say, yes, Darren, he would have rooted for Free Quebec. Let's see here. Question was Coke, Pepsi, RC Cola, or Tab? My father was a big fan of Pepsi. Bringing him a glass on the rocks whenever he came home from teaching or from coaching baseball was my job. Long before that, I was even a twinkle in his eye. I prefer Coke or RC Cola, and I don't believe I've ever tried Tab. Sorry to disappoint you, Alex. Perhaps I would
It's
prefer the
sugar-free.
non-Pepsi. Perhaps I prefer the non-Pepsi brands because of the flavor, or perhaps it's that they don't remind me of being interrupted while playing after school to serve a soft drink to my fully capable adult who had to walk past the refrigerator on the way to an easy chair. There's an idea for a finisher. Easy chair shot. Oh, look at that. All right, the final question, the one we've all been waiting for. Does Johnny B. Jr. play Pinochle? My father taught me how to play many card games, including poker and blackjack. Like Alex, I've heard of Pinochle, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. To me, it sounds like a rather unsanitary finishing move. Pinochle. That would be a pretty good finishing move, a Pinochle. Yeah.
It's spelt kind of weird too. Isn't it spelled like Pinochle?
Pinochle. If that's the proper spelling, which I'm
not a real
sure
word.
it probably is.
That just makes me uncomfortable.
Not going to check it. Not going to check it.
Pinochle.
Leon is a big fan of Cherry Diet Pepsi. I only drink Pepsi Zero Sugar or Pepsi Max like it was back in the day. And Mountain Dew Game Fuel, which you can get for $24.99 if you use our Amazon link.
You know what I did? I did try by accident. I thought it was a pink lemonade. It was actually a Mountain Dew pink lemonade. Not a fan.
No.
Grabbed it by accident.
Where's Jeff so he can rant about Mountain Dew?
Holy crap. Look at all these comments in here. P-Knuckle. Oh, boy.
See, Leon's having a Pepsi Zero right now. It's delicious. You guys ever had the cherry Pepsi Zero? Because it's hard to find. If you can get it, it's awesome.
No. I don't like any cherry-flavored drinks.
Well,
I told you my Mr. Pibb story, so no.
And there's the
Mr.
what
Pibb.
was the new the nitrous Pepsi now? Nitrous oxide Pepsi, some shit like that. It just came out.
Oh, that's bad.
Good for you. It's good for you.
Just to announce, if you hear some weird groans from me, it's because my shoulder's completely effed up again.
I was thinking about.
And not because I'm not really excited about the results.
I was thinking about getting one of those soda streams. I got $100. I don't know if it's worth it or not.
You get flavors in there these days, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, you've been to like some of the Burger Kings have them, like where you can make your own soda, like your own flavor of whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pinochle flavored.
Pinochle. I'll get a Pinochle t-shirt. Speaking of going too far, make sure you guys join the IWAR membership on YouTube. It's 99 cents a month, and you get a badge. Like Matt has a badge, a Revolution Extreme badge, and it's dope.
I'm cool.
So there's lots of different ways you can support the channel here. One of them is the Amazon link. We do Super Chats or live for those who are interested in doing so, and we have a membership now. So.
I bet you can get a soda stream through the Amazon link.
Yes, you can get a soda stream, yes.
I have a friend who swears by SodaStream. He just says it takes a little bit of time to figure out the flavor you like, but yeah, he likes it. So there's our Q&A with Johnny B. Again, as always, if you have any questions for Johnny B, the man behind the IWA, he's happy to answer them. Even if it's something like, are you a fan of, what's your favorite sports teams? There we go.
I have a feeling that JB was big in the BMX. I feel like we asked that question already once.
I think he's in a rodeo, like competitive rodeo.
Maybe flag football.
He might be a big softball guy. Him, Sid.
Ooh, does the IWA have a softball team? They play like the guys from
Subway
play by mail game.
Subway with Jared.
I just imagine that players from Subway taking on. Let me see here. The imaginary wrestling is this for real? Is this real? Who's messing?
I think it would be one of the opposites of Worlds Unlimited. I would think.
That's right. Worlds Unlimited. Now there's Johnny B. Jr., the cleanup hitter. There's Kim on second, trying to steal a third. She's a fast little vixen. I'm not tired. You're tired.
Ridiculous.
Yes. So, anyways, as always, bring your question heat. Throw them in here.
Yeah.
Let us know. We'll fire away.
We're always asking the hard-hitting questions
Yes.
on the IWAR.
Oh. Yeah.
So guys, as a reminder, this is our results show. The TT show would be probably a week away from today, or maybe we'll see. Two things I want to clear up. We do have some new members of the IWAR Network Facebook page, so welcome. And if you send me friend requests, I will delete them. I don't want to be your friends.
If you're listening to this and watching, just sure, if you go to join the IWAR Network, what is the one thing you have to do, Alex?
You gotta answer the fucking question.
Answer the question.
I automatically delete those right away.
And if you've been banned once, you're still banned. And it's not my call, so don't ask me.
And what is the question? Do you like Pinochle?
Yes, that is the question.
Matt, has someone tried to get unbanned recently?
Yes.
Oh, now we're asking Matt questions. This could get interesting.
No, I won't say who.
We know who. I know who.
Alex knows exactly who it is.
I know who. They're trying to message me, and no.
I always feel like when I see someone, like when I see this person apply to get back into the IWAR, I'm like, Alex is just ignoring it. He's making me do it.
Look, you can't create 96 Facebook profiles, right? You just can't. You just can't.
Can't.
You can't.
Just be yourself, fellas. Or I will say this: if you're not on Facebook,
although the rumor has it that he actually legally changed his name.
It could be.
That's a real thing.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, not with my pants on, at least.
Yeah. I do want to welcome our special guest tonight, Tony Siragusa. Wait, hold on. What? He's unavailable. Oh, okay. Too soon.
Do you see the Patriots New Jersey, Matt?
The Patriots New Jersey?
The Patriots.
How ugly is it?
They went back to the red ones from the 80s.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's called we're probably going to suck this year, so here's some new uniforms. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if you haven't watched AEW yet, be sure to watch that promo by Christian Cage. Yikes. It's good, but it's just like you'll know the part I'm talking about.
So you think Johnny B would tell us what the hell happened yesterday?
Oh, okay, yeah. So this, so yesterday, I work early on Tuesdays, so I get out of work at 2:00. I go home, and on Gold Tuesday, I just take a nap because I know we're going to do a results show that night. Sometimes. So I go to sleep, and right before I go to sleep, the BWL posts. But I'm like, all right, I know I did terrible, but I'm not going to do the numbers. I'm just going to take a nap and then get up. I get up from the nap, and my phone is blown up, and it's varying styles. The same message of, hey, BRL and NWL haven't updated yet. Do you know what's going on? Which I don't. I don't work for IWA. I don't know. So I'm not Johnny B. No. So then it gets progressively angrier. Hey, have you contacted them? So I did, and then and there was nothing. It was like, but eventually it was 7:00 and hadn't heard anything. And then I got the Q&A email from Johnny at 9:30, 10, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh, he must be in the office or he's at home killing time between pinochle games. And I emailed him back. I'm like, hey man, just so you know, the BRL and the NWL didn't update. They're still showing June's results. So it gets fixed pretty quickly. I mean, that way jumps on right away.
Yeah.
Just all it was is when they update the PDF files just behind the scenes, apparently they click these boxes to upload the new PDFs, and they just missed a couple. It happens. But it's so it's just the players I need to know. You can do the math. You probably can figure out. Now, I did get the results email, but that's the first part of the story. So I get the results email, and then there's an email I don't know, an hour later, something happened. Here's the new results for the. Wait, here's something else. This happened. So there was a couple of hilarious hijinks yesterday, but we got around to it. We're all good.
They had a rough day yesterday.
I will say, who else had a rough day? I did, and here's why. To kind of side promote the IWAR Goal Strategy Workshop, which Mike Cook has been graciously helping, running. And so I've had him on, I think we've been doing 4 shows now, maybe 5 or 4. And this cycle, I always track my single strats for I have 6 singles wrestlers. I had the highest. I had 495.6. I took no titles this cycle. None. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I took one with a tag wrestler in the BRL. So that's how hard things were in the BRL and IWL. Tough cycle. But it's okay. I'll bounce back. We'll talk more about that in the next workshop in just a few weeks. And if you seriously, if you haven't watched it yet, it's a good watch. It was this last show we did was really helpful. A lot of players.
Oh, what did I score? I didn't even look.
What did you score?
Yeah,
I think Luther was a 492.
Fuck.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
Dating at.
I changed it this time. It didn't help.
Luther, I can look it up right now. Luther Alexander scored a mean 492. I was right, 492.
What did Ricky Spanish
Neo Dragon rocked a 491. Sorry, Luke.
What did Ricky Spanish do?
Yeah, that sucked, dude. 480. What did you do?
Fuck. I didn't
did
do
you
anything.
double hold because that was a best of the best match against Ulysses Deadeye. I was rooting for you. It was.
What about Carlos Danger?
Carlos Danger? Hold on. Let me find it here. Carlos Danger. Cannot find Danger, so let me go up. Oops. I'm in the wrong league. I'm like, cannot find Danger. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell happened to him? I was in the bill.
Named to Carlos Caliente.
He had. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
A 495. Now here's the thing: if Ricky Spanish had the 495, let me see here. Great radio. He would have crushed Ulysses Deadeye.
Yeah, well.
That's just how it works out. You give the strat to the wrong guy.
I do.
Yep. Oh man, yeah. So it was a little bit of a circus yesterday, but we're back on track. That's why the show's tonight, not last night. So we want to thank our Russian bots for not joining us. So which league do you want to cover first?
NWL.
There it is.
All right, so in the NWL, lots going on as usual as I scroll through my PDF here. I'll give a quick rundown of the title page. In the New Wave League, number 185, Summer 2022, we had 135 cards, 1,074 matches, 41 Battle Royal entries, 148 wrestlers altogether, 48 active, 0 transfers in, 3 transfers out, and 4 new wrestlers and 1 removed after the matches. As far as the title page for the league champion, I think this is his second or third reign as league champion. We have
second.
Yep, second from Honor Revolt, No Limits, Nick Dane. Also coming off of the All Rookie Cup 2022 win and the IWAR Revolution Championship win. So he's having a nice little stretch here. TV champion, Nick's stablemate, Lionheart, Lachlan Kincaid. Central Plains champion, Mark Justice. East Coast champion, a complete scumbag, Caesar Sterling. Great Lakes champion, Warpath, Wolf Keenan. Mid-Atlantic champion, Shackles Malone. Northeast champion, number 6, John Drake. Pacific Northwest champion, Tomax Firefly. Rocky Mountains champion from American Express, the stable, Mr. USA, Flex Hardbody. Southeast champion, Sinister Moon. Southwest champion from Death Syndicate, we have Zanroar. West Coast champion from SOS and the Industry, we have Rod Camino. League Tag Team champions, this has got to be, I don't know, there's 3 members and they kind of rotate championships. So No Limits, Nick Dane, and Warpath, Wolf Keenan as the League Tag Team champions. TV Tag Team champions, I'm very proud of this young man. We have Hio de Teamster winning a NWL Tag Team title alongside NWL stalwart Mark Justice. For the league 6-man champions, we've got Honor Revolt, Lachlan Kincaid, Nick Dane, and Wolf Keenan. TV 6-man champions, the Angel of Light, Angelina Blanco, Father Conrad, and Father Arturo. And the Battle Royal winner, kind of rounding out Honor Revolt's amazing cycle, we have Lionheart, Lachlan Kincaid. And does that doesn't really count as like a triple crown, does it? Because Lachlan Kincaid's got the TV title, he's got the league, he doesn't have the league tag team.
No, he doesn't. Although it's the third cycle in a row with at least a triple crown for the league champion.
Right.
So that's pretty impressive.
That's right.
Yeah. So still a really huge cycle by Honor Revolt.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the New Wave League, you kind of see as time goes on, guys start to hit their stride. We saw that with the Syndicate. We saw that with the Industry, with Whoop-Ass Inc. And then the last few cycles, we're seeing it with Honor Revolt.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, just another crop of wrestlers that are going to go on to do big things.
And to add on that, No Limits Nick Dane at a 500. So there's a good shot at having possibly a elite championship or a Metro. So he could add some more gold to his things. Now, the current standings in the NWL for the year, Rod Camino is 160, Dave Wazalewski is 140. I thought they were leaving. Rod won a belt, so I don't know what's going on. I've stopped trying to wonder when they're going to move because, as I was saying before, like between those guys and Colonel Doom with the 4 cycles of goodbyes. Although I think this is the real goodbye because I saw Rod Camino's promo was like a goodbye promo.
But there is still a Colonel Doom trash talk. So I mean, the Rolling Stones farewell tour continues.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but the point to bring up is that with 130 points, Nick Dane's in 3rd place and very easily poised. If his 500 catches some stuff, he's gonna.
And he'll probably have the Rookie Brawl title as well, which...
Yes, he does. That's the 2nd.
Right.
So, well done. So, there's still a lot of the year left, so it's not in no way settled, but, some really impressive years so far from some of the guys.
And I've got some pay-per-view results as well.
Look out.
Break that down quick.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do on this show is we have the Clash of Champions 23 go-home show of Futurescape, which is the last Futurescape before Clash, and that's going to determine some of the matches for Clash of Champions. So let me see here. The big 3-way trios match, which featured Zanroar, Cellblock Charlie, and Shackles Malone versus Mark Justice, Caesar Sterling, and Machine, and a mystery team. And I'm going to spoil it now. The mystery team ends up being History, Rod Camino, Dave Wazalewski, and Waz, because we just wanted to give them a nice kind of farewell in the NWL before they move on to the IWL. So we had this trios match, and the winning team takes home $100,000 in iCash, and that winning team was the team of Mark Justice, Caesar Sterling, and Machine, with a strat total of $1,489. Beating the Death Syndicate, who had 1450, and the Industry, who had 1473. Now, Mark Justice, Caesar Sterling, and Machine are in the main event of Clash 23 for the vacant Young Lions Championship. So I thought that would be a cool way to kind of fit them into a card. Usually, guys who are going to be on the Clash card already, they don't have much to do on Futurescape, so we're trying our best to fit those guys in. So that was kind of the main event match. As far as the X1 Championship series, in this final Futurescape, we had Dark Danger beating Ryoto on Ryo. We had Hio the Teamster beating Oliver Livingston. We had the Nationalists beating Johnny Aztec. We had John Drake defeating Chainsaw Chuck. And then we had Nick Dane defeating Tormund Eriksson. So what that will line up for the Clash of Champions 23 card is the X1 champion, Fabulous Harry Hurt versus Zanroar versus number 6 John Drake. And then as far as the Young Lions tag team title scene, we had the Firefly brothers beating American Express, Axel Eaton and Flex Hardbody. And then we had Honor Revolt defeating my two dads, and the Young Lions Tag Team Championship match at Clash is going to be Death Row, the champions, versus Honor Revolt versus Firefly Brothers. And I think that about takes care of the Futurescape card. The Clash of Champions 23 card, we're going to get working on writing that up. Hopefully, in the next few days, we'll get those results out. But here's a quick shakedown of how that card's going to look. For the vacant Young Lions Championship, we've got Mark Justice versus Machine. For the X1 Championship, we've got Harry Hurt versus Zan Roar versus number 6 John Drake. For the Lioness Championship, we've got Angelina Blanco versus Erica Phobia. In the four-way Young Lions Championship #1 contender match, we will have Oliver Livingston versus Dark Danger versus Ryoto on Ryo versus the Nationalist. And for the Young Lions Tag Team Championship, we've got HNR versus Death Row versus the Firefly Brothers. And then we're going to throw in an extra tag team warfare match that's going to feature American Express, My Two Dads, and Nightmare Court.
Yeah, man. I dig that. You have anything else before we move on?
Well, a quick little thing. I want to mention that. So, the Teamster Challenge. Do we want to? I was reading over the promo I wrote, and I was rereading the Teamster language in the challenge. I think we might have a winner because technically part of it says if we win either belt. So I guess we'll leave it to Aaron.
Well, I'm inclined to award a winner, at the moment. But if we want to confer behind the scenes, I'm cool with that. But I'll just let you know that's the way I'm leaning for this particular contest. And I mean, we don't want to spill the beans right now because it's a pretty big amount of free matches. But I mean,
I was just looking over the thing, and I was noticing the way it's written. I thought I had written on the top part of it that they win the tag belt. So the idea of the challenge is to win the NWL tag belts because that's the Teamsters challenge, blah blah. But below it says either of the NWL tag team titles. So
wow!
Like, ooh, well, if that's the case, it's fine. But I still think the promo I wrote up is going to be pretty good. Yeah, so that's all kinds of exciting. So NWL players, well done. I did want to mention I track things like how many matches we've had and the kind of the trending, and NWL still going strong, 135 cards. So well done, powering. So, to Alex, do you dig that?
I sure as hell do. I sure as hell do.
Oh, Darren says to win the Teamster Challenge, you have to win World Tag Team title.
Well, I dig that. All right, what's next, boss man?
Well, next up is the BWL.
Oh boy. All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, there were some changes to the BWL Championships results. There was a couple things that weren't played right, or some anarchy happened. So this third cycle and our Black Widow champion is Boss of the South, Mrs. Cornbread. The television champion is Better Than You. The Battle Royal winner, Rain.
Better than that's good. I like that.
Yeah. And they use their avatar is Britt Baker.
Okay.
Japan Idol champion Biola Booger. Josie champion Sensational Prodigy Callie Kimura. Zenjo champion Rain Grady. Luchadores champion Veruga Salt. Cholitas champion Aria Gunpowder. Previously, this was Starfall Tigress. She got bumped. Then it went down to Bellatrix champion Huntress. The Mascara champion Penny Punk. Hollywood champion Zoe Pecadora. Sin City champion Riley Reynolds. And the Wilwick champion, which bumped Shiloh Wallace, was Starfall Tigress. So Charlotte Wallace was the odd woman out when it came to shuffle for the
Willowick screw job.
Yeah.
That's what we call
So
it.
Johnny B came down and was like, "Ring the damn bell."
He got one of those behind the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. So here you go, Piggly Wiggly.
Speaking of worst things I've spent $1 on.
Yes.
Gas station dick
welcome.
pills?
What's that?
Gas station dick pills?
Yes, gas station dick pills. I want to welcome Cinderella Frankenstein, who was in NWL for a while, then poof, and now in the BWL. So welcome.
Never heard of
Yeah, she was there for a short time. We have 26 active wrestlers, I believe, maybe 27. So, yay us. It is kind of funny seeing only 27 ranked wrestlers all together, So entertaining. But anyways, BWL, more to come on that stuff. We got things getting built up and, heading towards things as far as events. The Perfect 10 stuff will be starting soon. So get ready to have a good time. And a reminder, the world champion for women is Veruca Salt. So keep that in mind. So that's kind of BWL right there. So sorry for some of the hiccups and changes, but congrats to all those who made the title page.
Yeah, man. I dig that. Next up, IWL. I guess before we start, I gotta talk about the big major result that no one's talking about because you guys don't pay attention. But Rex Chambers has defeated Ali Atari in the Pan Am Eliminator Playoff, so he will get a shot at X3M at the pay-per-view. So enjoy. Congratulations. Ali Atari sucks. So that made my day. But it's full disclosure. I ran out of tournaments, so it's an in-between tournament because I ran out of tournaments.
Oh my god!
It's like in your house.
Well, yeah. No, what happened is that with all our title issues that we have currently with vacancies and such, I had to do something quick because I wasted all my tournaments that at least I had an idea of that I was going to do. So I did this one match playoff. I picked two of the top wrestlers in the IWL. They faced off, and our Rex Chambers took the victory on that. So congratulations. Make sure you talk about it in your TTs and such, because that helps. IWL number 158, League Champion John Wilkes, Television Champion Magnum TL, New York City Champion the California Gunslinger, Los Angeles Champion Junick Mateo, number 4. I don't know where the other 3 are at, though, is the question.
That's an excellent question.
That's an excellent question. Boston Champion Sheepdog Roe Grady, Detroit Champion Cutter Carver, Cleveland Champion Pop Culture Peter Cross, Dallas Champion Graw, Memphis Champion Guy Michael Gagon, Miami Champion Chase Grace, San Francisco Champion Racer McKay, or Racer McNips if you want to be a jerk about it, Chicago Champion Bob Bonecutter, League Tag Team Champions John Wilkes and Honestly Brutal Abe, TV Tag Team Champions the Polish Powerhouse and the Warsaw Warrior. I feel like there should be some sort of Ukrainian wrestler in this kind of Warsaw Pact Soviet alliance that they have here.
There you go.
League 6-man champion, the Christian Warrior, the American Patriots, and the Chameleon. So Mega Squadron. TV 6-man champion, Shocker Jimmy Electric, Prince Tanta, and Rosanna. The Three Birds. And your Battle Royal winner, California Gunslinger.
There it is.
Well, there it is. For sure.
Do you want to break the news to the new people who came in with stable initials?
Yeah, don't do that shit. Because I'm going to take them down.
How dare you? You awful commissioner.
I think it's the no stable. Again, I have to reiterate this every time these situations happen. Which happens, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. It is a part of the league. It was a part of the league's inception. Ryan didn't want any staple initials. When I took over the IWL, when he graciously handed it to me,
You stole it from him. He wasn't looking.
you guys were begging. So when the league was passed to me, I kept that because I wasn't going to change it. Yeah, I have to go to the IWA. They're going to remove the initials anyway, so it's not a big deal. I don't get mad about it. I just have them take it away.
There you go.
That's the way it works. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Is
There
that
you go.
And I feel like they know that. I don't think, and a lot of times it's not intentional either. Like they'll transfer over wrestlers, which happens. Like guys will come in from NWL or whatever have initials already, and they'll just transfer them over thinking that the IWA will remove them. You gotta remove those yourself, or I'll have them removed for you. So
There you go.
let's keep that in mind. What?
In other good news, I just noticed it says here retro wrestling games, 2.55K subscribers. Is that like 255,000 subscribers?
2,500.
Okay, still good. Still
Yeah,
good.
pretty good. I mean, we've been at that number for quite a while, but I'm happy with it. We're a mid-tier channel that can get monetized, so there's not many channels of our size with our content that gets monetized. So I'm one of the fortunate ones for sure. I've been doing this quite a while, so started in 2016. So shout out to California Gunslinger for winning 56 free IWL matches. I wish it was me, but it's not. Keep in mind the pay-per-view is coming shortly, so keep that in mind. And the one thing I wanted to bring up, because I thought it was really cool, Ryan Patrick, the founder of the IWL, and the official IWL historian, had some I guess he created this listing of who won the most titles for each title. So you have the IWL League Champion Alatari with 6, IWL TV Champion 7, whatever. The 7th one don't count, you know that. IWL TV Champion Alatari with 12. New York City Champion / Appalachian title Dr. Slam with 6. Los Angeles Coastal States Great David and Blackjack Robinson with 5 apiece. Boston and the Deep South title Sasha with 4. Detroit Great Lakes we had Shotgun Jim Carnage, Ali Atari, Graham Underwood, and Blackjack Robinson all with 5. Cleveland and Great Plains title Matthew Dabrowski 8 times. Dallas Gulf Coast Ali Atari 6 times. Memphis, the Mississippi Valley title, Magnum TL with 6. Miami Pacific States Championship, Liam Larkin, the Chameleon, and Magnum TL with 4 apiece. These are all time, by the way, guys. San Francisco and Rocky Mountain title, the American Savage, Hank Henkel, and Magnum TL 4 times apiece. Chicago Sunbelt title, Ali Atari and Tim Riggins tied with 6 apiece. League tag team titles, Graham Underwood and Kennedy Cage, 11-time League tag team champions. TV tag team titles, Shotgun James Carners and Texas Jeff Tombstone, the American Savages. Triple X Extreme Xavier Jimenez. Again, there's not 3 X's there, it's an E and 2 X's. I'm sorry. And the main event, Daniel Matthews, 7 times. And League 6-man champions, the Regulators, 24-time League 6-man champions, which I think is a record that will never be dethroned. TV 6-man champions, the Regulators with 17. So those 6-mans, Regulators got them. And Battle Royal winner, Tim Riggins III, with 8. So way too much Ali Atari on this. It really bothers me.
Not enough.
You're in the mix for a bunch of them. But again, Ryan, the reason the IWL is the way that it is, it's his brainchild, his baby. And it was my favorite league as a player, and that's why I was honored when they asked me to take over as commissioner.
Frank said no, so.
That being said, I think there's 2 things that set us apart from all the other leagues. It's our tournament concept, which which Ryan brought to the table. I just expanded on it, and the Blaze. Those are the two things that I think. Is awesome. Yeah, just the two things. It's nothing to do with me at all. By the way, I am not the reason why this league is successful.
You know, the Blaze is so good that I copy it and make it so each issue of the IWAR mag has the previous cycle's Blaze in it.
Yeah.
So you can see how good they are reading them back to back. So if you read the current IWAR, you see last cycle's news, and then you see the new news. So it kind of helps keep people up in the know.
I almost kind of wish that he would give them to me before I do the TT recap, so I can just read it instead.
Yeah. I want more. I want more gym teacher. Derek Tuttle. We want to see more gym teacher. Maybe we could have a female gym teacher in the BWL.
That sounds.
Just saying.
That sounds erotic. I don't know about you guys, but that's the IWL in the nutshell. I guess I can tell you where we stand with the 4-pack challenge as of late.
Are the Von Schnapps in it?
No. They don't win.
I know.
They don't win. Let's scroll back up here real fast. Fantastic TT, by the way, this cycle. Do you like the ad for Ash Light? That's a good one. So we're at Amazing Graces with 16 points, 3 Birds with 8, the Gun Connection with 12, and Second Gen with 16 points as well. So good luck as we move on. So I'm not going to share what they did this side. Actually, I probably just could. I could probably just look at it right now. But I'm not going to do that. You have to wait and read it in the bulletin. So that is the IWL. So Matt, who we got? Like BRL? BRL's next.
Yes.
All right, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
Everything.
Wow, it's gross.
All right. Who's ready for this? We need some music. Can we get copyright? Get some music.
You want to pay for it? Go right ahead. You know,
how much it cost?
If people use the Amazon link and became members and did super chats, maybe we get some music that we have to pay for.
Subscribe. I'm telling you. All right. This is BRL 586. And like I said earlier in the show, this was a very, very tough cycle score-wise for players. And I don't mean the sense of like, oh, we all did poorly. I mean, there was a lot of high scores. A lot. And we had 500 for Flashy Jack and I think 10 499s. So that's very rare. But you know what? That's why we play the game. All right, so starting off with League Champion. Fresh off his NWL tour, Country Hammer, Rhett Grady. So congrats to Rhett for his second cycle winning the League Championship. TV Champion, Judy Sessions. Central Plains Champion, possible National Champion, ? Flashy Jack Ferdinand. I'm kidding. He's on a 501. We know he won't win it. East Coast Champion, Hawaiian Heartthrob. Great Lakes Champions, worst of the worst, Simon Dresnock. Mid-Atlantic Champion, Nivik Largo. Northeast Champion, in the category of how the hell did this happen, Axel von Schnapp. Pacific Northwest Champion, Decapitator. Rocky Mountains Champion, Stevie Vertigo. Southeast Champion, the Playboy, Mick Ferrari. Southwest Champion, who the heck is, ? Mike Cook. West Coast Champion, Agent 26. Tag Team Champions, Captain Payne, Chris Schmidt, and Schmidt Dog, David Schmidt. TV Tag Champions, Darren's favorite tag team, Alex and Axel von Schnapp. League 6-Man Champions, winning 5 free matches, George Duke, Larry Brett, and Nelson Hull. And I was asked about their standing in the all-time ranks with, their 5th reign. I'll have to get working on that, but I want to say it could be up there. If I look real quick, that would put them in the top 15 for sure. So there's that. I just got to know how many world championships they've won, and then I can add them in officially. And I'm probably able to tell you they're probably going to be in the top 10. But just to answer that question. So that was League Six-Man champions George Duke, Larry Brett, Nelson Hall, BHD. They also, we'll talk about that in a second. TV Six-Man champions, The Nightmare Johnny Carnage, The Samoan Assassin, and Toa Inoa, legends of the New Wave representing. So well done there. And the Battle Royal winner, winning $50 in IWA credit, worst of the worst, Simon Dresnuck. Now, I will also discuss our Imagibash Pay-per-View. So I know some of you have just getting a chance to read it. So this is on page 27 in the bulletin. If you're online, 27 in the PDF. So I won't go into all the details, but in brief, the North American Championship, Rommel Baron, the champion, and Monstruck Tanaka, who have a history, met up for this title, and in a stunner, Tanaka hit him with a very weak-looking chop. Brahm dropped. Tanaka covered. 1, 2, 3, got the belt, and then he handed him a big, thick envelope full of cash. So he paid him off to win the belt because thugs for hire will do anything for cash. The Fatal 4-Way Tag match was a big mess because the mannequins ran down to cause problems too. And it ended up being White Claw Outlaws, Samoan Death Grip, Von Snops, and then Gene Co. We had 3 508s and a 499. So it ended up being a total non-contest. Ladder match was Wisp versus Age 26 in a rematch from WrestleRama, where Wisp won $1 million from Age 26. And Age 26 won this one, 494, 492. Our next match was a big grudge match. Hawaiian Heartthrob versus Mad Jax McAllister. And as you guys remember, Jax McAllister showed up at the night of a luau honoring the multi-generational family of wrestlers for Hawaiian Heartthrob and chokeslammed Grandpa Hawaiian Heartthrob off a loge box into the floor through a pig roast. He did. So it was a 491-490 finish, but Hawaiian Heartthrob got his revenge. And then after the match, Ghostly Shadow showed up in the fog and pointed his finger at Jax. So we're getting those guys next. Global Tag Championship, Jane Red and Matthew Van Slaughter, the champions, faced Zeus and Hercules. And it was all one-sided as Zeus and Hercules, 516 to 508, became the new champions. Then the Global Six-Man Championship, the Olympians, Zeus, Hercules, and Ares, took on both BHD and the Mannequins. And BHD, with a perfect 521, I believe it's perfect, Darren, let me know, won the six-man belts. Sam Hain faced Donnie Bloodstone, that is, in a challenge match. It was a gruesome match, 489 to 487. Read about all the details. We had a $250,000 versus $25,000 match where Mysterious Benefactor put up $250K of his money against $25K of Nature Boy Waldick Kowalski's, and it was an upset. Kowalski won, so Benefactor had to cough up $250K. Next up, we had both sides in this match. It was originally going to be a singles match between Seth Adams Lee and Skullfire, and they were both part of tag teams. And because Wisp, who's half of the team with Seth Adams Lee, was already in a match, I didn't want to overbook the show. I tried to get more people involved. But since both guys came to me and were like, hey, I'd like to settle this tag feud or have like figure out they've been tying every time they fought. So I just said, okay, fine. So it ended up being Quick Kill Incorporated defeated Seth Adams Lee and Wisp, known as Team Ace, 512 to 508. So that finally had a winner in that series. We had a six-man scramble where I do a little bit of retro booking because people either went inactive last cycle. I had no scores to go with. So the new six people in the ring were Drago Tanaka, Patrick O'Malley, Rob Ratliff, Stevie Vertigo, Sabretooth, and Jack Ferdinand. And the winner was Drago Tanaka with a 494. He wins 20 free BRL matches, so good on him. Steel cage match. It was the worst kept secret in wrestling, and that was Chloe McFerrari. His opponent was, of course, Country Hammer Rick Grady, and they both scored 495s. So I wrote this episode of like the old-fashioned, they're just out of control fighting, and it's a maniac brawl, and they punch the ref, and they punch the officials, and they can't stop these guys, and they declared a no contest. All of which is to set up a bigger thing. So I would say if you have not read a promo that made you really get excited about playing the IWA, please go into the BRL and read the Country Hammer Rick Grady's promo.
Amazing.
It's so good. It's a promo that makes you want to go out and write a promo. So, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for from everyone. And I always tell people, don't be afraid of, I see players sometimes like, oh, I'm not a good promo guy, or I'm not as good as so-and-so. Don't worry about that. I don't need to see the best promo of all time. I just want to see a promo. Give me some direction. Give me some some action. Tell me what's going on. And I don't mind long-term storytelling. Get me involved if you want. I'm happy to help. So, anyways, that was that's going to be a fun storyline because Mick Ferrari and Rhett Grady have a lot of history. So, in the NWL. So, Owen Bullock took on Rainbow Pony. Rainbow Pony mopped the floor with Bullock, 498 to 489. I used to have a thing in the game. I don't do it much anymore. But what I would do to add things, I would say, if you lost a match with more than 10 points, your opponent got injured. And I'd write like an injury and say like, okay, you're not going to be available for the next like whatever was pay-per-view or whatever. But I don't do that anymore. But if I was going to, I would have Rainbow Pony breaking Bullock's neck or something. Well done. Next up, we had a grudge match: Nightmare Johnny Carnage versus Monster Truck Tanaka, and this was a 1-point match, 495 to 494, and Tanaka won in a stunner. But it was one of those hard-fought battles, and of course there was some hilarity afterwards. So I won't give it all away, but read that if you will. The Schmidt brothers versus Greg Garner and RX Payne, known as Pain and Destruction, taking on the Carnival Profits in a triple threat match. And this one was kind of crazy. It ended with a finish where both the Schmidt brothers and the Carnival Profits, one of their members, each covered Garner for the pin, and both were declaring themselves the victors. So that might get settled at the next pay-per-view. Next up, we had a long-standing grudge match with a special guest referee, and that's the author of Agony, LePage Turner, our IWAR World Champion, against Kabuki Dragon with Mad Dog Tommy Zulu. And I'll just say this: you can read the match, but I did an old homage to, I don't know, was it Alex? You probably remember this. Was it Starcade or was it Great American Bash, where Flair arrived in a helicopter?
That was the Bash.
Okay, because I did a thing where like LePage Turner arrives in a chopper and he's just won the championship earlier that day at another pay-per-view, and he shows up in his suit and he's like, "I'm not wrestling. I just won this belt. I don't need to wrestle you."
I believe he also did that maybe at a Star Wars too. For World Class.
Yeah, that could be. But at least happened once, but maybe multiple times. But I just want to kind of a little homage to that. So this match went the way of Kabuki Dragon, who won by 1 point, 495 to 494, and of course Tommy Zulu, who Dragon has a beef with as well, and had challenged him to a cage match at Autumn Anarchy. Well, Tommy Zulu beat the hell out of him after the match with a cheap shot and claimed he would now be happy to face him at Autumn Anarchy. So they'll have that to settle. The Global Championship match was Punk Rock Mike against Jim the Anchor Neidhart. And it was a 498 to 489, so a bad run, bad timing for Neidhart. The anchor goes down, but Punk Rock Mike has now retained the Global Championship. When he defends it at Autumn Anarchy, which is in the end of August, cycle-wise, he'll be going for his 2-year mark. And he's defending against both Nightmare Johnny Carnage and the man he took it from, LePage Turner. So that'll be some fun going down there. So that is what's going on in the BRL. Main event match-wise, let me just review this real quick. For title shots, so you guys can kind of promo about this coming into next time. So it will be for the global shot. This is going to be for the shot at Battlecade. So I know it sounds like that's like all the way in December. I know it is, but trust me, by the time we get these things all rolled out, it'll make sense. Neidhart versus Rhett Grady versus Jack Ferdinand. So that's a pretty loaded match right there. Then the North American series is RX Payne versus Mike Cook versus I have question marks because I got to refigure out the tiebreaker. It'll either be Larry Brett or El Barbero. I'll check on that. The Global Tag Series is going to be either Skullfire and Psycho Bolt, Quick Kill Incorporated, the Carnival Profits, or the Von Schnaps. So one of those three will be the challengers. And then the Global Six-Man Series, Tombstone, Decapitator, and Fenris earn the title shot by defeating Quick Kill Incorporated. I messed up when I did the write-out for who was facing Quick Kill. I had the wrong team down, so I had to correct that. I'm the worst. I'm terrible. Boo me. That's what I say.
Mountain Dews that day.
I have half a Mountain Dew right now because I was so tired. My arm's so effed up. So I was like, I'm going to Mountain Dew it tonight. And let the toilet suffer tomorrow. I don't care. So
let the bidet suffer.
I need a bidet. I need a portable. Do they have portable bidets you can take around with you? Like, are you tired of going places with bad toilet paper? Have we got a solution for you? Traveling bidet.
I think that's the colostomy bag.
No, that's different. And I once saw a person who fell and it popped, and it was nasty.
Oh God.
That was in Boston. That was gross.
Talk about cheap pops.
Oh, Bump. Oh boy, that's the thing that happened. So that is the BRL stuff. Alex, do you?
I can dig it.
All right. So there's that.
All right. So I think that's all we got, right? That's all.
No,
time
I got the IWAR events.
Matt, what do you got for us, IWAR wide?
Look at that. Remember in the old days when you'd edit stuff out? Remember those days of editing?
Yeah, and you guys wonder why it's taking me like 4 days to do it, right?
My favorite is how people would get on you about that, and you'd be like, well, get off my ass. I would recommend, if you haven't seen the cover of the IWAR magazine, it does feature No Limits Nick Dane, and this is Limitless. Aaron, thank you for that cover. That was a team effort. Great work, though. I'm happy to have somebody else do a cover and just pop it in there and be like, yes.
I stole the barcode idea from Alex. I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
Does the barcode say something in it? Like, is it like?
No, it doesn't. I like how it has the Canadian and U.S.
Oh yeah.
Because whenever I go to buy a magazine, which is kind of rare, but it's at least like $20 more than the American price. So I mean, I just had to put a little nod to that on there.
I will tell everyone again, that cover's fun. Thank you for doing that. And the next page, of course, we have our ad for the IWAR Goal Strategy Workshop with some quotes from some of the players and how they feel about the show. So be sure to check it out.
All real quotes, too, by the way.
They are all real quotes. Those weren't made up by me in any way. And some of them are surprisingly accurate. I want to mention, of course, that the fall events will be here before you know it. So those include Bound for Glory, the Tag Team Derby. So Bound for Glory number 10. That's our 10th running of that. The 15th Tag Team Derby, the 13th Triple D Cup 6-man tournament, and the 2022 IWAR Draft. So this is going to be a very, very good year. Want to mention the Imagibash results. So to go over those. So Revolution Championship, No Limits Nick Dane faced Stevie Vertigo, the champion, and No Limits Nick Dane became the new champion. So congrats to him. The Iowa World Six-Man Championship. A reminder: this was the team that won the Lethal Lottery Trifecta tournament, which was Owen Bolick, Playboy McFerrari, and the Total Package U.S. Mail, facing Chief Bull, Gray Fox, Saskatchewan Sasquatch, and Matthew Porter. And the rules of the match were the same for the tournament. So it's like kind of a quirky thing where we're going to do a thing that if you win the Lethal Lottery Tag Tournament or if you win the Lethal Lottery Trifecta Tournament, when you face the champion, you face the champions in that style of match. Just to kind of give a kind of a spin on the challenges, so make it a little entertaining. And the score was 1482 to 1480, so 2 points difference. These guys brought it, and it was new champions. So congrats to Mick Ferrari, Owen Bolick, and U.S. Mail. So yay me. The biggest match stunner, if you will, and now my computer screen's being a dick. That's great. Sorry, hold on. I have this weird issue with my computer now that for some reason gets angry at me. Okay. The World Tag match was the White Claw Outlaws, Derek and Mike, the champions, for going on 16 months, defending against the winners of the Murano Memorial, Amazing Graces, Justin and Chase. And it was a 509 to 508 stunner. And we have new champions. So congrats to them. Bloody hell. I hate this computer.
It's new. It's brand new.
Dude, it just does this stupid thing where, like, all of a sudden I can't, like...
It's 100% user error.
I'm sure it is, but it's pissing me off anyway.
The potato.
I know. I just... F you computers. F you all day.
I thought you loved me.
Dave. I know. This is so dumb. Let me go to the actual stupid magazine here. There we go. All right. So back up here. The IWAR Women's Championship was Queen of the Ring Gina Colada challenging Veruca Salt. And Veruca Salt, 496 to 492, did a good job retaining her belt, laying the smack down on Gina Colada. And then in the IWAR World Championship, Flashy Jack Ferdinand, the champion, defended against author of Agony the Page Turner, and as I mentioned earlier, Turner won the match, 494 to 493. So another 1 point victory, but just good enough to win. And afterwards, hard fought. They actually shook hands. So the mouthy trash talking put aside, but Flashy Jack said he would be back to regain that match. I want to mention, of course, that No Limits Nick Dane, he'll be facing, let me see here, the Johnny B Cup winner, which I'll talk about momentarily. Let me get here. Okay, so the Johnny B Cup came down. Oh my God, I hate this computer. I hate it so much. Why can't I just click a page and be fine? Bastards. You know who I blame? BWL.
That's fine.
That's fair.
fair. So it came down to a final of Punk Rock Mike versus the Dreamer Leotari versus Flashy Jack Ferdinand. And Flashy Jack hit a 500. So that's laying the smackdown, folks. And Punk Rock Mike hit a 497. So again, no slouch either. And Atari hit a 494 because, why not? So first place earns $107 in IWAR credit. Flashy Jack gets to drop 50 losses. He earns $500,000 in iCash. He gets the Revolution title shot, and he gets a Johnny B Cup trophy. So to put this in perspective, Flashy Jack already has the All-Rookie Cup trophy. He already has the BRL Rest of the Year belt, so now he has another trophy for that. And last year he won Bound for Glory. Dude, save some for the rest of us.
I think he's about to go on a hot streak too. I can feel it.
he's been on a hot. He actually was funny. He was kind of frustrated with some cycles, and I'm like, this is the thing, man. The IWAR has all this stuff going on. You kind of can come out of nowhere. So second place, Punk Rock Mike will get $50 in IWAR credit. He'll drop 30 losses. He'll gain $100,000 in iCash. And then third place, Atari, me, gets $30 in IWAR credit, drops 20 losses, gets $50,000. And fourth place, who the heck is Mike Cook, gets 20 in IWAR credit and loses 10 losses and $25,000. So thank you all. We had a really good turnout for the 69 wrestlers. So darn tootin'. Shh. There's children listening. The best of 7 series, number 9, is Stevie Vertigo and from the BRL against Luther Alexander. And this series is now all tied up at 1 match apiece. So I don't believe if Stevie Vertigo wins that Luther Alexander will leave that well forever, but maybe he will. You never know. The King of the Ring for round semifinal had Neo Dragon, Luther Alexander, Johnny Vegas, and Monster Truck Tanaka. And the two that advanced were Johnny Vegas and Tanaka. So they'll face off for the title of King of the Ring. So there's that. The best of the best tournament to determine the next challenger for the IWAR Championship. Mick Ferrari won number 6. This is the best of the best 7, the New Blood. And Kabuki Dragon hit a 497. He beat Nature Boy Władek Kalowski with 492. Country Hammer Rhett Grady, 499, defeated Johnny Carnage at a 480. Don't double your holds, kid. Ricky Spanish also pulled a 480 because that's what happens. And he lost to Ulysses Deadeye at a 490. And then Egomaniac Racer McKay's 497 took down Ravishing Rex Chambers 495. So it's going to be Ulysses Deadeye against Racer McKay, or Racer McNips as that one guy calls him. I was like, why the hell does he say McNips every 5 seconds? It's entertaining. Kabuki Dragon against Rhett Grady. So, that'll be next round. So good on them. Let's see, other things going on. Oh! I was going to have Scott do this, but I guess he's not on the show, is he? Is Scott here tonight?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking the messages here. We don't talk about BBL here. Oh, BBL. And by the way, it's very true. My 8th grade teacher did look like Fonzie.
Oh.
And the first thing she did when she taught sex ed was wrote every perverse word you could think of on the chalkboard. So all the kids are giggling, and then she kept going on to things we never heard of. And it was like, oh. And then she's like, get out of your system, kids.
Like Dutch Rudder?
What's that?
Like Dutch Rudder?
I don't know. She just she had all kinds of things in there. I remember the Rusty Trombone was the one I was like, what? that was not in the Alabama Hot Pocket. I laughed So hard. It was like, wow. And the thing I always laugh at is you think when you're a kid, like you thought of something. Like I remember MILF. That was a word we had in high school. Then we saw American Pie in the theaters and they said MILF. And two of my friends were like, dude, that was our word. So we weren't the only ones. Anyways, enough of the MILF moment. Getting back to results. So this is the Lethal Lottery Tag Team Tournament 2. And we had round 2 saw Monster Truck Tanaka and Atticus Black catch a 993 combined strats. So it was 498 and 495. They were taking on Mick Ferrari and Colonel Doom. And they got a 499 and a 494. So both teams had a 993. So they're going to both advance and have a triple threat in the next round, where they will face the winner of this match, which is Nivek Largo and Johnny Vegas, who got a 499 and 493. And they took on Hawaiian Heartthrob and Lone Star Redneck, who had a 499 and 494. So they won by 1 point. Lots of high scores this time, so lots of close matches. Then we had Ulysses Deadeye and Stevie Vertigo, who had a 490 and a 499. And they faced off against Mike Cook, who had a 499, and the California Gunslinger, who had a 499. So
come on, man.
Brutal. Sorry, bud. So Mike Cook and California Gunslinger advance, and they faced the winner of this match, which was Nick Dane, who had a 500, and Johnny Carnage, who had a 480 against...
I wish I faced them.
I know, against Luther Alexander, who had a 492, and Mark Justice, who had a 490. So they had a 982, they beat a 980, all because Johnny Carnage shit the bed. Sorry, Johnny. Nick Dane's gonna be like, oh my god, 500, I'm gonna advance. So semifinals will be Mike Cook and California Gunslinger against Luther Alexander and Mark Justice, with a triple threat up above, which is Hawaiian Heartthrob and Lone Star Redneck, taking on two other teams, which is Monster Truck Tanaka, Atticus Black, as well as Playboy McFerrari and Colonel Doom. So that's that event. The Summer Series number 5 had its second round, and the scores, of course, the way it works is the first 2 rounds, you average the scores out. Your average determines if you advance or not, if you're in the top half of the field. And as the person who was in, there were 32 entries, so 16 advanced, and we had a tie at 16, so the 17th player advanced as well. And who was in 18th? Me! So no repeat. Aliatari's been eliminated. I know Darren will be upset about that. So I will post those results. I posted them in the BRL page, I think. But you can see who's advancing. But again, this is a really hard contest to win, so got to really crank out those scores. And this cycle with so many high scores, a couple of 500s, really makes it worthwhile. So let's see. I think that is all. Yeah, that's all for the IWAR stuff. I will say though, just be aware that the state wrestling championship stuff is back. So that's where you can challenge for various states and win some IWA cash and use that for other stuff.
Yeah, report hit, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you get your name in the report. It's kind of cool, but just something to do. A little something extra. Boost competition up, get your name out there. Every year there's some guy who wins like 7 of them, and you're like, oh man. But yeah, that's it. I think Alex will.
I dig it.
He digs it. So, any questions from anybody out there before we wrap it up? I guess. Any questions for Johnny B?
I was kind of wondering, for the state championship, I've personally seen the states and I've seen Canada, but maybe you guys know this, but do they ever do continents outside of North America for the cities?
No one cares.
I would say this. I know they've had events where they've had various locations. Like there was a couple of contests. I forget the names of them. I think it was back in the weekly reports where they had contests like, oh, we're going to have Das Krieges, which for those of you that are really old remember Das Krieges. There was a thing where they had matches in various parts of the world. But I don't know. I think they did a Canadian thing wasn't it last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think that was last year. They did the hardcore one where you could compete with a certain weapon.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, there you go.
They should do something in Bangkok.
Yes. Yes. Oh, so there it is. Well, I hope everybody has liked and subscribed.
You know they didn't. Fucking cheap bastards.
You help us out by liking and subscribing. So there it is.
All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Matt, for Aaron, I'm Alex G. Have a good night.